Good morning. Hello, dear friends, colleagues. How are you? Habari asubuhi. Here is another very, you can see, bright day. The sun is very, actually bright. It's shining very well. We have walked in so safely. And here we are in another new day. This is a Sunday where we are preparing to go to church and pray our God so that he can guide us in our lives and the daily activities, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much to my subscribers, to my commenters, to my organic followers. I really appreciate you. And thank you so much once more that we are together. So, thank you very much for all those who commented on yesterday's item. It was very interesting. The debate was very hot. And as I had said, that was my personal proposal. So I have gone through all the comments, but I apologize and say that I did not react to any response because my phone, ladies and gentlemen, was hanging. In fact, it was a big stress all through. But may I say that I read each and every comment, and I saw the direction where most of the people went, and that was the ball I put on the field. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am still the commentators were only spectators. The key players have not replied to what I requested them to do. So I am still waiting and to see their response. You see, there were two sides. Others were saying, we are not going to do that. Others were congratulating. Others, there were mixed reactions. But I hope Masubo and Mara's side will respond, and then we shall take the direction from there. Okay. To some other colleagues, may I say hello to Kefa Nyongesa. Mr. Kefa, I didn't have time to answer you on the issue of the borehole because of the technical issue on my phone. May I say that for those who responded that they can give a hand, I really appreciate. But there is a process complication in Kenya here. The process is so long in a way that it will involve hard cash. It will need me to have money, a lot of money. So I can see it is a process which maybe I may not succeed because they are looking for an environmental ministry to give an okay. They are looking for qualified well diggers. They are looking, there is a deposit, you go and deposit there. So before they come and survey the area, there is a topography study. There is so I don't know what will advise me to do, but that is the process I am, and I saw it as if it is a bit complicated. So please kindly, Mr. Kefa, advise me. That is the way I am. That is where it is. You know, there is this, they call it NEMA, National and Environmental, and it is an organization, a government organization which deals with the environment. So it involves a lot. It is a very long procedure, which involves one must have money. And I believe that one will be maybe a bit hard for me to start that project. So that is the situation. But I don't know now what will happen. Okay, for today, ladies and gentlemen, let me come back to our culture, Korean culture. And today's culture will come on imagination, sort of. I'm going to show you how I've been told by, how I was told by my grandmother and my grandfather, and currently by my mother, who is old, that is why I'm saying it is sort of an imagination, that there is witchcraft in Korea. Witchcraft. A witch is someone, we have a witch, and that witch is, in bracket also, is a wizard. This is a person who uses charms, who uses his or her magic to destroy a neighbor or a relative. So let me just go back and give you a short story shortly. In Africa, Christianity was introduced in 1840 when the first missionaries came in our country. The so-called the first missionary, the first mission church was constructed in between between Mombasa and it was constructed in Rabai. That is between Nairobi and Mombasa, in between there. That is when the first missionaries, that was the so-called Dr. Ludwig Kraft, came with a mission to spread Christianity in Africa. When that man arrived here, our different communities were very typical in culture. They were very traditional. They knew nothing about reading. They knew nothing about anything happening outside the world. Though this man decided to bring the Bible, he translated it into Kiswahili and different ethnic languages, and then he started now the missions of actually preaching the word of God. But now, inside each ethnic language had its own way of lifestyle, the way they were doing their own things, be it the lifestyle of eating, be it the lifestyle of circumcisions, be it the lifestyle of actually marriages and doing all those. So, in particular, let me come in my community, Korea. When I started my video, I told you that my father was so rich. He had a lot of cows. But I could hear him claiming that his cows are dying anyhow. And some of his sons were getting sick. Like, for example, when I became sick through polio, there was that permanent notion. That is why I'm saying it is sort of an imagination, that somebody was bewitching me. Somebody was trying to kill me. There was a wizard. They could say there was maybe my stepmother, maybe a neighbor, maybe somebody who was not seeing good, that I have to be alive. So they named it witchcraft. So there could be a witch. Now, according to Korean culture, let me cite 3 types of witches which are found in Korea. There is that witch who will use a stick like this one if you have wronged him or her to kill you. They believe they have very strong, a certain kind of a tree or a root or even a leaf. He will just point it to you like this. From today, after 7 days, you must die. And then he goes away. And in fact, after 7 days, you die. There is that witch who, like for instance, this is my gate. He will come, this is my gate. He will time me. He will come and drop his charm here. This one. Then when I come, I just step and cross that charm. From there, I start feeling pains. I develop a stroke all over the body. I become numb. What is wrong? When they take me to the hospital, I'm being diagnosed with no disease until I die. So there is a belief there are those kinds of witches in our society in Korea here. That is a type of killing with using herbs, using charms. And there is another type of witches where they will bring some dirty things in your home. For instance, this is my small borehole. I was trying to make here, but there is no water. Now, he will come and get envy that this person here is having water at his home. He will bring some, the common things which they usually bring are, they use newly born puppies, dog puppies, which have not yet opened their eyes. One morning, my wife comes here to take some water, or a child, he will just come and find some funny things wrapped and dropped here. Wrapped and dropped down here. You will hear her or the child crying, "Daddy, come and see." When I come here, I found a dead puppy or a dead rat, a dead rat, a young one of a rat, or even a frog just around here. When the child touches, when the wife touches, or anybody touches without realizing, that one will affect that child. That one will affect, and after 2-3 days, you will hear that, okay, one of Kohera's child has drowned in the borehole, and he was not saved. So the child dies. So we believe somebody came and wished me. So witches are people who don't wish others to succeed. Once they see you progressing, once they see you taking your children to school, once they see that you are a good farmer, once they see that you have you are progressing well, they will like to cut you short. They don't want you to move. They can even create a kind of problems in your home, so that they can draw your money out. Once you have money, today this is a sick child, tomorrow that is a broken what, tomorrow there is this problem. So you are ever using that money until they make sure that they have grounded you financially completely. That is a type of another type of witchcraft, which is found in the Korean society. Then there is another one. As we move, maybe I have my cows, like those are my cows there, and the cow is almost giving birth, is almost to deliver. And if Teacher Kohera is supplying milk in the village, he is the milk supplier in the village, and always there are so many customers coming to buy this milk from Kohera. A neighbor who is a witch or a wizard sort of will feel so hurt that this man is getting a lot of money. I must destroy his stock of his livestock. I have to destroy the cows. Now, what happens is that when this, I don't know, it is lactation. Is it lactation or what? That period when the cow wants to deliver, you can see the udder the udder protrudes. The udder, as the calf grows almost to be delivered, the udder grows bigger. It comes down here, and sometimes when it walks, it doesn't. So this witch will come in the absence of anyone in the compound. He will come, and then he will go slowly to that cow, which is almost to deliver, and he will, or he or she will come and bend this way and look at the udder and say, "Oi!" Then he turns away without looking back. He goes. From that day, the udder of the cow will change. It will be so hardy. The calf will be delivered, but it will be milking blood and pus. So when the mother tries, the teeth are so hard. It is producing milk. It is actually producing pus. So you find it so. You start finding. You bring veterinary officers. The cow is not treated. Such wizards, we call them red-eyed wizards. They have red eyes. Once he comes and looks at your cow with a red eye, your cow will not survive, and it may go as far as actually losing the calf, and it can also itself die. And there are actually, there are those who are killers of babies. Killers of babies. When I made the video on the naming of the baby, I said when the lady is almost to deliver, there is always a traditional birth attendant from the village and some other old mothers who come and help this young lady to deliver. Now, this is during this birth period when these mothers are here, there happens to be a witch amongst them. This witch will come, pretend that they are helping this young girl to deliver. After delivery, you know, always there is a placenta, there is some actually blood which accompanied the baby. And this old woman came with that intention. She has something hidden in her heart. She will make sure that she collects a sample of blood from that blood of the mother, and she makes sure that she gets a piece of the placenta. Then she runs away, she hides, then pretends to have not done anything. She has already collected the blood, she has taken the nanny, she has wrapped it in her small handkerchief, hidden it somewhere, and then they continue. She will go with those things at her home. That is why I said in our tradition, when the baby is born, his or placenta is always buried in a safe place where it is always taken care of until they make sure that it has been eaten inside. It has totally rotten, dissolved, and eaten by ants and everything. Then now, that is when they make sure that the baby is safe. So this mother now will go around, away with the blood and the piece of the placenta. She will go and do whatever, mix her charms, and do all what she can. Then she sends back to the mother or sends back to the child. After several days, you hear somebody's child has died, and now you start crying. The child was very okay, and you remember there were no hospitals by then. Oh, now what is happening? What do we do? So in our own cultures, so they believe this is the mother. And they always, we used to, when we were young, when I used to meet any old, very old, you know, they used to cover themselves with the skins. Our old mothers were covering themselves with the cow stings and the goose skins. There were no clothes. The shukas came so recent. So those mothers were just walking, wrapping the skins and tying them with the skin string or the skin rope. Then, so when we used to meet such an old woman or a very old man wrapping her skin, or some having blankets, they were walking totally naked. Those are men. But women were covering themselves, but the breasts were very naked. This part was very naked. And remember, those were the clothes. If the man was walking with the blanket the whole day, and that is the blanket he will use to cover his wife at night. They had no any other. The next video, I will show you how we used to make our traditional beds, and I will demonstrate how it used to happen. So this, we used to imagine if we meet this witch, we used to run away. Hey, there is a witch there. So in a village, we could know so and so mother is a witch. So and so father is a witch. So nobody could approach. And then, again, there is another type of witches. These witches are, we call them the jumping witches. They jump. For instance, this is my home. This is the entry where my animals enter and my people enter. So these people, the witch, if there is that witch in the village, she or he will come here at night totally naked, and he will start. If I jump, no, let me. She or he. You see this? The door is closed. This witch will be jumping here, and knocking this way, then jumping, knocking, and then hanging herself here. This one, and remember, she is naked, or he is naked. So he is bewitching you. He is destroying any wealth. He is trying to finish any wealth which passes through this gate. Any child, any wife, anything to be fallen by bad, evil spirits. She is actually bewitching anything entering in this one. So that you may not progress in any. So they jump and they take soil like this one. When you are sleeping with your wife, you hear things. Yeah, that is what you hear at night. You think those are rats. You think they are cats, but it is a witch who is actually very busy working on your boma when you are sleeping. That is a type of a witch. And there is the last group I'm going to talk about are the night runners. Ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, there are night runners in our community. Even now, as I speak, I usually hear hyenas crying at night, giving different sounds. This, imagine even the last week, part one. Yeah, last week, there was a certain home in this village whereby the old woman around there brews illicit brew. We call it changa, where people, an illegal brew, which is not needed in law, but in Kenya. So there is a local administration who normally stop drinking of illegal brew. So they went to inspect that home, and they were told the mama is a brewer. So they went. They went inside there, looking, breaking. They opened, tell her to open. We want to get it so that we want to have evidence. You are bringing this thing, and we want to have evidence and take you to court. When they opened a certain room, my friend, what they met was a very big male hyena, which actually spread up and knocked one of the askari, and he fell down. Instead of arresting that man, those people ran without looking at the back. They ran, and that thing was making a lot of noise. In fact, it was 7 o'clock in the morning. It was crying, and all people ran there, but it had entered in the forest. So we are told this at night they normally drive. They normally drive those hyenas, and they say they change gears. Ooh, ooh. So I don't know how true that one is, but the fact remains, I witnessed the hyena, and it was crying all over the village, and everybody knew. So that is actually today's video, and that is our lifestyle in Korea. That is how we live. Those are some of the evil things which are taking place in our society. But nowadays, because of Christianity, churches have come. People have gone to church. People are prayers. It actually, the rate of the rate of witchcraft has actually reduced, and there are since there are so many people have gone to school. They have traversed. They have gone in different parts of the country. They have money. No witch is now playing with anybody's property, because there are so many witch doctors outside there who have now the answer. They have the send to the sender, back to the sender medicines. When one comes here, for example, there was one there is a soldier who had built his home around here, and he acquired a very strong charm from a witch doctor. He came and they were jumping in his bomb like that. He came and actually put that charm there, and those people went. In fact, they jumped throughout the night until the day people came. The people came, witnessed. They were so tired, they were taking out form. They were so tired, you could see someone. Now they don't realize they have been caught. They don't realize there are people here. They think it is still at night. Now there are some very tired, very hungry. Remember, they came there at 1 p.m. and this is during the day. So this man had to be called, and the witch doctor knows how to do it. Then he sends another charm to release them from that one. They were taken to jail. But again, the communities, the relatives intervened. They did it traditionally, and that man was paid 6 cows as a compensation of defamation of his home. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, may I stop there? Thank you very much. Subscribe. We are almost going somewhere, and as from today, I will be giving you very typical cultural issues in my community. Let my special thanks go to my sister Loe, my sister Betty Loe in USA. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my sister. Thank you for what you did yesterday again to me. I am very appreciative. My family is with you, and please, thank you. Thank you so much for actually supporting me and actually realizing that I can be your friend. Thank you. Let us meet tomorrow for another video on culture. Thank you.